Hi, I am Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. I want to invite you to watch my upcoming adventures on Deadites on Deck on YouTube.
They're all messed up.
Hey gang, and welcome to the late edition of They're All Messed Up. Um, I worked a little bit later than I should and was late watching the movie, so uh, I am here. I know it's 10:34 and I'm just now getting started. And I may not have anybody, but that's okay. I'm here to tell you guys and gals about these movies anyway, and hopefully people will watch it on the replay if they can't watch it right now. I'm sorry if my voice sounds kind of cruddy and if I don't, look my best and if I don't seem all the way with it. I still haven't been feeling well. In fact, I felt pretty rough earlier today. So I've been taking some, over the counter medicine to try to see if that's going to help me out, and hopefully it will. But I'm going to go ahead and get some housekeeping stuff out of the way, and then we're going to talk about these movies and the kills in the movies for The Psychopath and Scream Bloody Murder, which are both from 1973. The Psychopath, also known under the title An Eye for an Eye, is directed by Larry G. Brown. I used to go to school with a guy named Larry Brown, but this ain't the same guy. And Scream Bloody Murder is directed by Mark B. Ray. And I think Scream Bloody Murder is probably going to have the most kills of any of the movies that I've talked about. Could be wrong, but thus far that I've talked about. So let's get this housekeeping stuff out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and start talking about these movies. For those of you that were here early, or maybe will watch this on the replay, there was a quick promo for Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. I'm still planning on doing some episodes of Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel as soon as I get my lazy button gear and get those done. And also some more Spooky Dog and Sebastian meet episodes as well. And these two things will be safe for your kids and grandkids to watch. I know a lot of the stuff that I have on the channel is not really kid friendly because we're talking about horror movies. We're all adults that get in here, and sometimes the language may get a little rough. So it's not really a good kid environment. But it is my hope that Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel and Spooky Dog and Sebastian will be something to kind of even the playing field a little bit. And hopefully when I get enough of them made, I can create a playlist. And so you could just set the playlist to play and leave the kids by themselves for a few minutes while you go do something else around the house, and you won't have to worry about, if you set the playlist to play for a while, you won't have to worry about anything else playing other than these little cartoon shorts. So, and I'm trying to, I always pretty much talk about horror on here, but I'm trying to do a variety of things and maybe get some younger viewers interested in the channel. Most of the stuff is marked not for kids just because I want to be on the safe side, but I do want to offer something to younger viewers and adults too. I mean, a lot of us still like Scooby Doo, right? I know I do. So you adults might find something interesting in these as well. So um, I got another Evil Dead Chicks top 10 tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about Evil Dead Chicks top 10 gore films. So be sure to tune in to see what I'm going to be talking about there. No watch alongs this weekend. There will be a watch along the following weekend if all goes well. On October 10th, we will be having another Evil Dead Chicks slumber party. This is Evil Dead Chicks Hideous Halloween slumber party. And we're not showing just one or two, but three different Halloween movies. Halloween from 1978, Halloween 2, and yeah, you guessed it, Halloween 3 with the irresistible Tom Atkins getting all the ladies and fighting a madman who wants to create masks that make kids' heads implode, and snakes and spiders and other creepy crawlers come out and attack their parents and stuff. So, got a lot of cool stuff hopefully coming up that you guys and gals are going to enjoy. I have October 26th, the last Sunday before Halloween. I have a movie munchies. I know I haven't done a movie munchies for a while. The movie munchies are pre-recorded, so it will drop at some point that Sunday. And I'm going to be creating Aussie's October burrito. So if you want to watch for that video to drop on October 26th, be on the lookout for it, folks. Let's see, what else have I got? I got all kinds of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff that I don't have on the site just yet or on the channel just yet. I would also like to invite everybody to head on over to deaditesondeck.com, my horror shop. And I don't just do horror stuff, but I've got a ton of new designs. So you want to check that out. We've got t-shirts, we've got hats, we've got mouse pads, we've got blended teas, we've got tote bags, we've got scented candles, we've got Booga Booga bears and pyro plushies, just all kinds of really cool stuff. 90 Nightmare sleep shirts. And I have a flat rate of $6 shipping, whether you buy one item, 10 items, 15 items, 25 items, or whatever. Now, where else can you get a deal like that? Okay, so if you're not a horror fan, or maybe you are a horror fan, but you've taken a look at my designs and say, gee, Dana, you got a lot of designs here, but this is what I would like. Okay, fill out the handy dandy form on the homepage of the shop site and let me know what it is that you so desire. And I will try my best to make that a reality for you and quote you a good price on that. If you have a business or side business, or a friend or family member has a business or side business that you want to get some custom logos put on shirts, hats, what have you, tote bags, mouse pads, let me know that on the handy dandy form on the homepage of the shop site. I will even do you a solid by putting this website, my shop site, in the chat for you. I also have a giveaway going on for new subscribers. So far, nobody's taken me up on it, folks. I'll have to check today, but so far they have not. I've had a few new subscribers, but they haven't put their channel handle or screen name under the video where I talk about the giveaway. So if you want to get a chance to win one of these prize packs of 5 movies each, they are Blu-rays, no DVDs, no 4Ks. So, if you want to enter, make sure you've got a way to watch those. Okay. Which basically you need a TV and a Blu-ray player and an HD TV at that, to get the benefit of the full benefit of the Blu-ray, right? Don't necessarily have to have a 4K, but you want to have a television that's going to be able to display the HD quality of the Blu-rays. And of course, you got to have a Blu-ray player to play them. Or you could just get them and trade them in for something else that you want better, right? Maybe you'll keep some of the movies and trade some of them in for something else. I don't have to know about it. But all you got to do is subscribe, and you have to let me see that you subscribe. Normally, I wouldn't mind. But if you want to enter this contest, I have to see that the name that you put under that video is the same one that you subscribed under. So if you have multiple channels, make sure it's the same one, okay? And then if anybody is interested, you can enter from now until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, October 31st, which is Halloween, folks. And then come November 1st, I will do a stream. And if I have anybody that enters, I'll put all the names in a hat or hopefully a plastic pumpkin, and I will draw 3 different names out, and they will be the winners of the 3 prize packs. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Movie roulette is in full effect. I haven't done a movie roulette for a while. Middle-elect, who I haven't seen in a long time. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him in a long time, but he was really into that, and he was very generous with his contributions to the channel, and I always appreciated that. But all you got to do to play movie roulette is give a $5 or more super chat during any live streams I do. That includes this one. That includes watch-alongs that I do. If they're a live stream, you can participate in movie roulette. You give a $5 or more super chat during those, and you can pick any movie of your choosing for me to watch and do a review of on an upcoming episode of Movie Roulette. Also, I appreciate super chats and super stickers. I appreciate people joining the channel. I appreciate people joining the Patreon. So far, nobody has, but if they did, I would appreciate it, right? I appreciate all of that. But there are some ways that you can support me in the channel, and they don't cost you a dime. One is by subscribing, and now is a great time to subscribe. If you've been kind of on the fence about whether you should subscribe, hey, you can subscribe, you can support me in the channel, and you can also enter to win one of those Halloween prize packs I've got. Okay. Also, you can hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content that I've got coming out. And you can hit the like button on stuff that you especially enjoy. Now, if you enjoy everything, hey, hit the like button on everything you see. Also, you can share with friends and family members that you think might enjoy my channel as well, and maybe they'll subscribe. Okay, so all of those are ways that you can support me in the channel, and they won't cost you a dime, folks. As much as I appreciate all the other stuff, the free stuff works too. It helps me get up in the algorithms of YouTube, right? All right, so with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with these movies, which the first one is The Psychopath, also known under the title of An Eye for an Eye, from 1973, directed by Larry G. Brown. And it tells this is kind of a weird, some of those early 70s stuff, it's kind of weird, creepy vibe to it. So we have this children's show host, And I think he goes by Mr. Rabby, and he also has a puppet named Mr. Rabby. His first name is Tom, and the kids all love him. But I always thought he was kind of creepy from like the first moment they showed him. There was something just off about him. And this is, I mean, it's not funny, but in this movie, they made almost every parent in the movie like overly abusive to their kids, slapping their kids around, rubbing their face, and so if they got a stain on their shirt, just rubbing their face down in it. Look at that, calling the little girls bitches, and I was like, okay, I know there are abusive parents, and I know there were probably abusive parents back in 1973, but they made every parent in town look abusive. And like these parents were killing little 4 and 5 year olds and then throwing them over embankments and stuff and making it look like that they snuck out of the house. Yeah, 4 years old, they snuck out of the house and fell over a hillside or an embankment and got all these broken bones. Well, Tom is seeing all this stuff, and Tom's a little off anyway. So, even though these parents were very abusive and they shouldn't have been doing these horrible things to their children, Tom decides that he's going to just take care of them, basically. And he also goes to a children's ward in the hospital and sees these kids and that are sick or hurt or whatever. And something else, and I was pretty sure that this was I think his name's John Ashton. He died not very long ago. He was on the Beverly Hills Cop movies as one of the cops with Judge Reinhold. And John Ashton had been on a lot of other stuff too. He'd been on the Tommyknockers, but he'd been on a ton of stuff. But I was like, that looks like him. And sure enough, I checked the credits and it was him. Maybe it was one of his first movie roles or something. And he plays a cop in this. And also, I'm pretty sure one of the parents in this was one of the guys that played one of the cops in Drive-In Massacre. And I was like, okay, well, I guess they probably had a steady stream of some of these actors and actresses that played in a lot of these low budget films. So this was only PG, so it wasn't really bloody. But we had a total of 6 deaths in this one. And some parts it got a little slow, but it was only about an hour and 24 minutes long. So it wasn't really super long. So we've got a woman that was beat to death. We got a man strangled, a woman chopped up by a lawnmower, but you don't really see anything. You see the lawnmower coming towards her and you hear noises, but you don't really see any blood or anything. A woman stabbed to death, a man shot, and a woman shot. And that's pretty shocking near the end. I don't want to give it away, but you may find it shocking. You can watch this on YouTube for free. I think I looked it up under An Eye for an Eye, 1973, and it came up. You could probably look it up under The Psychopath, 1973, and get it to come up as well. But it is on YouTube. Not a very good transfer, but there probably isn't a good transfer of this film. And if I was to give it a rating, which I am, I'll give it 3, maybe possibly 3.5 deadites out of 5. Because it wasn't awful, but it was hard to see things in it because the transfer was so dark and muddy. Like I said, there's probably not a good transfer of this film. And, I was watching it on YouTube, and YouTube, they got a few high-def things out there, but not a lot. Not a whole lot, especially not a film this old, right? So that is The Psychopath, aka An Eye for an Eye. Now, let's get to what I consider the coup de grace of these two movies that I'm talking about tonight. Scream Bloody Murder from 1973, directed by Mark B. Ray. And so you have a young boy at the beginning of this. I'm guessing he's crazy from day one. And he's sitting over watching his dad work on a tractor, and he's looking angry. You didn't see the dad do anything to him. You didn't see him slapping him around. You didn't see him not giving him something he wanted. But for whatever reason, this kid just climbs up on the tractor and runs over his daddy. And then the tractor messes up his hand, and so he has to get a hook hand. And I'm guessing he's sent away to an asylum. When he comes home after he's let out, his mother doesn't say anything like, you killed your father or anything. She just says, what the awful thing that happened to your father. And I'm sorry, I did not show the poster for the Psychopath, but there it is. I get these and then I forget about showing them to you guys and gals. So let's bring up Scream Bloody Murder, the poster for this movie. The first motion picture to be called Gornography. I don't know if I would go that far, but maybe for 1973 standards it was. So he gets out of the asylum, and he comes back home, and he's saying, "Mama, are you home? Are you home?" Mama's nowhere to be around. And then all of a sudden she comes home, and apparently she's gotten married to this guy that her son doesn't like. And he ends up, doing people in that he doesn't like, and ends up killing his mama by accident. He shoves her, and she falls and hits her head on a big rock. And it's kind of like the Bad Ronald thing, where he pushes the girl and she hits her head on that brick, and then it's game over from then on. So he kills several more people in this film, and kidnaps an artist slash prostitute. The way she puts it, she loves being an artist, but she turns tricks to pay the rent. And he falls in love with her, but he doesn't like it that she lets other men touch her, and that she's basically a whore, and so he ends up going to a rich person's house because he tells this lady, he's like, I have a lot of money. My father has a lot of money, and I live in this big rich house, and I drive a fancy car and all that stuff. So he's got to get this house. So he asks if he can use a phone. He asks the maid if he can use the phone at this house. So she lets him in because he's got grease on his face. He looks like he's been trying to work on his car. And he kills her, and kills the old lady that lives there, and kills the dog. I don't know why he kills the dog. I really don't understand why he has to kill the dog. Because the dog wasn't causing any trouble. It wasn't barking at him or anything. So I may have to take off, one of the deadites on this, because they killed the poor old dog, and there was no reason. All right, so let's talk about these kills in this. Like I said, there are a total of 11 kills in this movie. And this movie is rated R, so it had a little more of a visceral experience than the Psychopath did. So we got a man run over by a tractor, a man chopped up with an axe, a woman's head crushed on a rock, a man beat with a rock, a woman strangled, a man's throat cut, a woman cut up with a meat cleaver, a woman suffocated, a man's head crushed by a statue, a woman's throat slashed with metal hook, and a man's torso slashed with a metal hook. So out of the two films, if you're looking for a little more of a visceral experience, if you're looking for a little more um, gore with your, or a little more blood, I should say, with your horror movie, you best be served by going with Scream Bloody Murder. Scream Bloody Murder is available on Tubi. I believe it's also available on the Fossum app as well. You can watch it for free on those if you're interested in checking it out. This movie looked kind of familiar to me, like maybe I'd seen part of it at one point in time, or who knows, maybe Steve's got a copy of it. Maybe we watched it, or he's got it on the hard drive somewhere and we watched it at one time or another. But some parts of it, like I said, did look familiar. So, as much as I would want to give it 4 Deadites out of 5, I'm going to have to give this one 3.5 Deadites out of 5, because what kept me from giving it, oh, no, I can give it 4. I'll give it 4 Deadites out of 5. Sorry, folks, I'm forgetting my own rating scale. The reason why I'm not giving it 5 is because they killed the poor dog in there, and I don't understand why. I still, for the life of me, don't understand why the guy had to kill the dog. There was no reason. And me being the dog and animal lover that I am, I just couldn't handle that. Okay. So this one, as far as the kills and stuff, was the better of the two films. I think it was a little bit better made film than the Psychopath. But I guess that is all for me for tonight. I thank you to anybody that popped in and out of here. I saw a few people popping in and out, and I appreciate that. I wish that we could have had some conversation in the chat, but that always can't be the case, right? But I also want to thank those of you that will watch this on the replay, because some of my stuff gets more watched on the replay than when I do it live, which is fine. That's cool. But as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Get out there, blast some Aussie, and try your best to live the Aussie way. What do I mean by that? I mean, stay in the present, move forward into the future, and don't stay stuck in the past, folks. And never, ever give up on your dreams. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday night, folks. It's Friday tomorrow. Yay. Yay me. And yay you guys and gals that are off for the weekend. Hopefully I'll have something come up on the weekend that I can put up. I don't know, but hopefully I can. But I'm out of here for now. I love each and every one of you guys, and I'll see everybody next time.